plucked out of Long Island into Tokyo, opening a ramen shop. What was it like?
Well, I speak Japanese. I mean, you don't have to be a goddamn brain surgeon to speak Japanese. It's not that hard. Just study. I'm Ivan Orkin. I'm the chef and the owner of Ivan Ramen in New York City. This vegetarian ramen, it's made with a lot of love, and we actually really did put a lot of energy into this because we didn't want it to be this crazy afterthought for vegetarians. We wanted it to be something that was as good and as delicious as a meat ramen. I opened Ivan Ramen in Tokyo in 2007. I came back to the United States. Now, Ivan Ramen is located on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Everything I do at Ivan Ramen sort of honors my love of Japan. When I moved to Japan in 2003, it was really just the very beginning of the ramen boom, and I was just obsessed with it. One of the most important things in ramen is fat, and when we were developing this ramen, one of the hardest things was, well, what do? Normally, we add pork fat and chicken fat. It's really delicious. But you need that mouthfeel of fat. So we created a vegetarian fat, if you will, with all kinds of umami-rich vegetables and vegetable oil to give it that mouthfeel. And I think we really did a good job, and hopefully you'll see that we did. We also send you eggs. I slice it with a fish line. So if you really want to do it the way we do it at the restaurant, get a piece of fish line and tie it to something, and then you slice it through the line, and then you won't lose any egg yolk. Of course, I'm a little crazy. I don't want to even lose even the tiniest bit of egg yolk. I want to eat all of it. But of course, we know it's actually not that big a deal. My rye noodles, my wife and I, before we even decided to open a ramen shop, we just started going all over Tokyo eating ramen all the time. And a lot of the noodles were sort of, to me, they were just sort of simple egg noodles. I didn't understand why they made these complex broths with these very simple egg noodles. And I thought, well, they should have more flavor. So I decided to become a noodle maker. And I decided that I wanted whole grains in there to give it more oomph. It's always been, even in Japan, it was sort of my signature thing, the ramen noodles that I make. This is the one special thing, is I'm able to get this to you fresh. So you want to make sure that the water's really boiling, no salt. You use your fingertips to break them apart and make sure they all fall in there all nice, yeah? I'm gonna hit my start button. The one thing we want to remember to do is to make sure you get all the liquid out, right? Why make a crazy, intense artisanal soup if you're going to dump wet noodles into it and dilute the flavor? So I'm really going to shake these out, and then we're just going to gently drop them in, yeah? And then we can build our bowl. In the instructions, we say, you know, work your way around. You can follow that. You can do what really works for you. I mean, you really just want to have a good time. If you have more greens at home that you love and you want to add them in. You can pile it up. It's a lot of fun. They'll melt into the broth. And that's how you make my veggie ramen. I give everybody my classic slurping lesson. You want to make sure it comes free from the bowl. Otherwise, it's very difficult to slurp up. Think of it when you have your first sip of coffee in the morning and it actually is too hot. But you kind of slurp it up on a little cool slide of air and get it into your mouth because you need it, right? So we do the same thing with the noodles. It's called Art of the Slurp. I didn't trademark it, but I should have. It's mine. Thank you, and hey, happy eating.